Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see how we are going to deploy a Django website or Django web application in a domain or in a Ubuntu web server so people can access it, right? So in this blog article I have clearly explained how to do that. Now I'm going to show you practically how this is done. So what you are seeing in the left side of the screen is the blog article, and the right side of the screen is the putty where I have connected to my Ubuntu server, right? So first we're gonna see the IP address of the Ubuntu server, right? So I have connected this IP address to one of the domains. So I have went to the domain I have purchased, updated the A record of that domain with this IP address. So I have django.domainname.com. So pointed to this IP address, which will load the Django application, which we are going to install right now in this video, right? Now let's jump into the instructions part. Here you can see the minimum requirements and everything, which I already purchased the right server. Now you can see the example.com and all. I'm going to replace it with the domain I have purchased. And the other things, I'm going to keep this as mentioned in this blog article. But if you're going to deploy your own Django application, you can change the namings as as you wish. I mean, matching your application or website, right? Now let's go start installing everything. So now let's update the server. This is a new server which I just purchased and installed. It comes out of the box with Ubuntu, right? Now I'm gonna update the OS. So now it's gonna update the OS. Next, we can upgrade all the packages, right? Now we have updated the OS. Now I'm gonna upgrade the packages. You can see the progress here. The upgradation of all the packages is in progress. Yeah, you're almost there. Yeah, perfect. Now we have updated Ubuntu OS to the latest version, and we have upgraded all the existing packages in Ubuntu, right? Now we are going to install Python, pip, PostgreSQL, Nginx, curl, everything here. I just copied this. I'm pasting the command, and it's gonna do whatever it's gonna do. In one single command, I'm gonna install all these things. You can see the uh, list of the applications I'm installing here, right? The packages. So we have written this article dividing everything into sections. So right now we are in the installing sections where we upgrade the OS and install all the required packages for Django application. Okay, yeah, it has been installed. Next is we need to install Postgres. Yeah, now I'm into Postgres. If I click on this, I'm gonna create the database Sleeksoft. Yeah, I'm gonna create a username called Sleek user with a password, of course, and then I'm gonna alter the database to have encoding of UTF-8. Then give the necessary permissions to the Sleek user. Change the time zone and giving all the privileges to the Sleek user to the database I have just created, right? If I scroll here, I'm gonna quit from the Postgres. Now I'm back to Ubuntu, right? So now let me clear the window for you so you know what's happening. So right now we have upgraded the OS, installed the packages. Now we have installed Postgres SQL, and then we have created a database user, and connected the database user and the database, so the user has all the privileges for that database, right? Now we are going to create the virtual environment, right? So if I put this, perfect. Going to the home directory, go to the Sleek project, and now we are going to create a virtual environment called Sleek env. Perfect, the environment has been created. Now let's go into the environment. You can see the environment by this. So whenever, as long as there is this thing showing in front of the command line, then it means we are in the virtual environment. Eventually we'll be seeing how to come out of this virtual environment, right? So inside the virtual environment, we are going to install all the Django related packages. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to create a project called Sleeksoft. You can see here, we are in the section 4 where we are going to create the packages, right? So I right click on this. Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna go and connect to FTP to connect the settings.py and change all these things now, right? I have connected to the FTP. You can see if I go to the home directory, you can see the Sleek project we have created, and inside that we can see the virtual environment we created, Sleek env, and the Sleeksoft is the uh, Django project we just created. And if I go into Sleeksoft, I can see the settings.py here. So if I go back to the instructions, we need to go and change the allowed hosts and the database, right? So if I go to settings.py, double click on this, you can see this here. In the allowed host, I'm going to write uh, django.starstudycircle.com. The other one is localhost. So this domain is something I have purchased, and I have pointed our application or our server to this domain. So I'm going to I'm going to add this domain into the allowed host, and the localhost, of course, for Nginx, right? Now if I come back here, we need to replace the database here. Since I didn't change anything in the database that has been given in this article, I don't have to change anything in the username or password or whatever it is. So all I need to do here is copy the text from the article and replace it with the existing one, right? So I can save this. Now if I come back to the article, if I scroll down here, yeah, I need to update the static URL and static root. If I go back to this, if I scroll down a little further, I can see this here. Yeah, job done. Now I can save my changes to the settings.py. Yeah, and close it. Now if I go back to the article and our putty, so now I need to go into the Sleeksoft. If I copy this command, yeah, Now I can make some migrations. Perfect. If I migrate, this is an initial migration. That's great. Now if I go and create a super user on the server, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna use admin as a user. Email address like at password. Yeah, perfect. Now I'm going to select the static files. Perfect. Now I'm going to allow the port 8000 so we can go and test this server running in the browser, right? Yeah, perfect. So now you can see the browser is running. If I go here, like I said, I have already pointed it. So Django dot study server hello.com 8000. The port 8000 is very, very important. You can see I made a small mistake. Yeah, perfect. So if I go and put the port 8000, the browser, if I maximize the browser, you can see, yeah, see that? Django dot the domain name and the port 8000. I can see the Django is running. If I go back to putty and if I do Control C, if I come and reload this, it's gone. It's not there anymore, right? Yeah. So if I go and run the same command again, yeah. Now if I go and reload that, yeah, we can see the Django. So it's just like the localhost, where you run Django application in your localhost, right? So I'm gonna do this again by Control C. If I go back and if I scroll down, yeah, we can see the screen. That's great. Now we are going to configure Gunicorn, right? I copy this, put it here. Yeah, perfect. If I go now and reload it, you can see that we did not start the server, but it's still running. The reason is Gunicorn has taken over the 8000 port, right? So Gunicorn is running right now, so we can load the website. If I put Control C here, yeah, if I reload, it's all gone now. Great. Now, if I so once that's done, we can use this command to come out of the virtual environment. You can see the virtual environment is gone now. Yeah, it's great. Now, if I go and create a gunicorn.socket file in this path in the server, if I copy and paste this, yeah, perfect. If I go and copy this path and go to my FTP, I can put that path. Yeah, you see that? The file we just created. If I open that, it's blank because we just created it. I'm gonna copy this text, copy it, paste it, save, close it. Yeah, file to just to recheck. If I open that, yeah, there. Now if I go back and we create another file called service file, the same path. If I go to my, yeah, you can see that's the Gunicorn service file, right? If I open this and copy the content which I have here, Now, when you are doing this to your project, please make sure you follow all these naming conventions, because right now I have created all the folders in the home and all the Django application name, everything is same, so I don't have to change anything. But when you're doing, please change it accordingly. Yeah, okay, paste, save, uploading. Yeah. If I scroll back, now we are going to start Gunicorn socket, and then we are going to enable the Gunicorn socket. Perfect. Now if we can check the status of Gunicorn. Yeah, it's active and listening. And if I click on file, yeah, you can see the socket there, right? Yeah, great. Now if I scroll down a bit, and all these are when there is a problem with your socket, right? So if I go here, if I copy this command, sorry. So let me clear this before we continue. Perfect. Now if I copy this, yeah, you can see it's active and running as we explained in this article. And if there is any issues, we can go and check the log here. But for now, everything is good, so I'm gonna skip that step. I'm gonna reload the daemon and then restart the Gunicorn. Yeah, that's it with the Gunicorn. Now let's jump to the Nginx web server. Now if I copy this command, this is gonna create a Sleeksoft uh, file in the sites available. Here again, you can rename to anything else you want, the name of your project. Now let me go to this path in the FTP, right? Copy. Yeah, if I reload, if I open this, you can see I can copy this and put it here. And like I already said, I can change this to the star, the domain I have created. And then all these are same because I just followed whatever there in the article. Again, if you need to change the folder names and accordingly, right? I save this. Perfect. Close this. I'm gonna come back here again. I'm gonna copy this. Yeah, this will create another file in the sites enabled. We have created something in sites available, and we have put this data there, and now we are going to create the same in the sites enabled, right? If I copy this, the Nginx is working fine. So now let's go back a bit in this folder. You can see sites enabled, and you can see Sleeksoft there. Yeah, it's a shortcut. So that's what happened in this step, right? Now let's restart Nginx. Now we can remove the 8000 port. We don't need it anymore because Nginx is gonna handle it, and we're gonna allow Nginx to have full control. I scroll down. Yeah, the last part. We are going to install SSL for the domain and for the hosting we have right now. So let me clear again. Right. We just need to follow this commands. We are basically using the Certbot and Let's Encrypt to install a self-signed certificate. You need to enter your details like email or anything else that I ask for, right? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, now we are going to install a Certbot. So it asks for an email, so just give them an email. Yeah, you can see that it is requesting a certificate for the domain name I have created. Yeah, now it has successfully installed the SSL certificate. Perfect. Now all you need to do is to reboot. Perfect. So if I go to the Django, I just maximize this. We don't need this 8000 volt anymore. Ta-da! You can see that we have deployed a Django application into a Ubuntu server connected to PostgreSQL run by Nginx web server and of course Gunicorn and WSGI. Everything has been configured perfectly. Now you can go write your own code and put them into the push them via FTP and run your website, right? So this is how it is done, and I'm going to give the link of this blog article in the description. Hope this is very useful for you to launch or you know deploy a Django web application. Please let me know how it all went for you, right? Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.